Cloud computing. We are MTIT group. These are our team members. So let's talk about today's lecture content. First one is introduction. Second one is history and evolution. Third one is cloud computing services. Fourth one is type of clouds. Fifth one is advantages and disadvantages. Last one is future trends. So introduction. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing is simply anything that involves delivering services over the internet. These resources include tools, applications like data sources, servers, softwares, and much more. Cloud services offer many services. Mainly, these services can be divided into three parts. Them are IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. These cloud computing make possibility to save data in remote database. Cloud can be private or public. Cloud computing is popular in business industry. We will discuss them in next slides. Understanding cloud computing. Why we use cloud computing term? Because information is being accessed and found remotely. There are many companies that are providing cloud services for users. To access or use the cloud, there are no need to be in specific place. The only thing that user need to have is internet. With the internet connection, user can access any cloud service. Because of the cloud computing concept, users and people don't need to carry their files, hardware, and here and there when they traveling. So how does it work? In more advanced term, cloud technology work through data centers. Instead of using the storage spaces in your phone, computer, or tablet, your information is being hosted in virtual servers. These virtual servers connect to huge data centers with which have the infrastructure to store and protect your data. You probably use different type of cloud services every day. When you send a file to your colleague via the web, use a mobile application, download an image, bring a Netflix video or a show, play video game. All these services are stored in the cloud and existing some digital space. So let's talk about how it is work. To understand cloud computing work, it can be divided into two things. First one is front end and second one is back end. The front end enables a user to access data stored in cloud using an internet browser or a cloud computing software. However, the primary component of the cloud computing is the backend. It is responsible for securing and storing data and information. It is comprised servers, computers, databases, and central servers. So the central server facilitates operations by following a set of rules known as protocols. It uses software middleware, ensures seamless connectivity between devices, computers linked via cloud computing. Cloud solution evolved from to implement the cloud computing solution. It evolved from various computing technologies: grid computing, utility computing, parallel computing, and visualization. Recent development is Web 2.0 technology. This caters participatory information sharing and interoperability and user-centered design. These are some examples for Web 2.0. Let's talk about history and evolution. To know about cloud computing, it is essential part to know the future and to know how it evolved from old days to nowadays. So history. Let's have a quick walkthrough of cloud computing history and evaluation of all these years. In 1960s, in this era enabled enterprise to use expensive mainframe and introduce the whole concept of time sharing. This turned out to be a huge contribution to pioneering of cloud computing concepts establishment of internet. In 1969, with the vision of connect the global space, JCR Licklind introduced the concept of galactic network and intergalactic computer network and also developed ARPANET. In 1970s, in this era, it was possible to run multiple operating systems in isolated environment. In 1997, Professor Ramanath Chaleppa introduced the concept of cloud computing in Dallas. In 1999, Salesforce.com started the whole concept of enterprise application through the medium of simple website. In 2003, the virtual machine monitor that allows running of multiple virtual guest operating system on single device covered by ahead of other huge inventions. So evaluation. Evaluation of the cloud computing can be divided into three phases. First one is pre-cloud phase. The other one is the idea phase, and third one is the cloud phase. So the idea phase. This phase incepted in early 1960s with emergence of utility and grid computing. and lasted till pre-internet bubble area. The pre-cloud phase. The pre-cloud phase originated in 1999 and extended to 2006. In this phase, the internet as the mechanism to provide application as a service. The cloud phase. The much talked about real cloud phase started in year 2007 when the classification of IAAs, PAAs, and SAAs. So, evaluation. Cloud computing is all about renting computer services. This idea first came in 1950s in making cloud computing what is to today. So, distributed computing. It is a composition of multiple independent systems, but all of them are represented as a single entity to user. The purpose of distributed system is to share resources and also use them effectively and efficiently. Distributed systems possess characteristics such as scalability concurrently, continuous availability, and independence in failure. But the main problem with this system was that all the systems were required to be present at the same geographical area. To solve this, they moved to mainframe computing. Mainframe, which first came into existence in 1951, are highly powerful and reliable computer machines. These are responsible for handling large number of data such as massive input-output operation. Even today, these are used to bulk processing tasks such as online transaction and etc. These systems have almost no downtime with high fault tolerance. After distributed computing, these increased to processing capabilities of system, but these were very expensive. To reduce cost, cluster computing came as an alternative. In 1980s, cluster computing came. Each machine in the cluster was connected to each other by a network with the high bandwidth. These were way cheaper than those mainframe systems. These were equally capable of high computation. Also, new node could easily be added to the cluster if it is required. The problem of the cost was solved to some extent, but the problem related geographical restrictions still percolate. To solve this, the concept of grid computing was introduced. In 1990s, the concept of grid computing it means that different systems were placed in entire different geographical location. All those were connected via internet. This system belongs to different organization. Although it solved some problem, but new problem emerged by distance between nodes and increased. The main problem which was encountered was the low availability and high bandwidth connectivity and with the other network associated issues, and then moved to virtualization. It was introduced in nearly 14 years back. It refers to the process of creating a virtual layer over the hardware which allows the user to run multiple instances simultaneously on the hardware. It is key technology used in cloud computing. It is based on which major cloud computing services such as Amazon EC2, VMware, vCloud, etc. work on. Hardware virtualization, it is still one of the most common types of virtualization. Then Web 2.0, it is interface through with the cloud computing services interact with the clients. It is because of Web 2.0 that we have interactive and dynamic web pages. It also increases flexibility among web pages. Most popular example for that is that are Google Maps, Facebook, Twitter, and etc. Service orientation. It acts as a reference model of cloud computing. It was low cost, flexible, and evaluable application. Then utility computing. It is a computing model defines services supplying techniques such as compute service along with other major services such as storage, infrastructure, and etc. So next is cloud computing services. It will do ISRO for you guys.
Hello, my name is James Isuniraj. My IT number is IT191599768. My press topic is cloud computing services. What are the two types of cloud computing? First one is deployment model and second one is service model. Let's see about the service model. Cloud service models. The cloud service model has three main parts. First one is SaaS, second one is PaaS, third one is IaaS. SaaS use end users, PaaS use application developers, IaaS network architect. SaaS, software as a services. Software as a services is a software distribution method in which a cloud provider hosts programs and makes accessible to end users through the internet. And in this arrangement, an independent software vendor may contract third-party cloud providers to host the application, or with big organization. Let's talk about some examples. Google Workspace, Slack, Salesforce. Let's see about the advantages and disadvantages. Advantages: low upfront cost, scalability, accessibility, easy to upgrades. Disadvantages: lack of control, security and data concerns, limited range of application, connectivity requirement, performance. Next one is PaaS, Platform as a Services. Platform as a Services is a comprehensive development and deployment environment on the cloud with resources that allow you to build anything from basic cloud-based apps to complex cloud-enabled business systems. And you can acquire the resource you need from a cloud service provider on a pay-as-you-go basis and access them through the secure internet connection. Let's see about some example. Microsoft Azure, Apache Stratus, Google's App Engine. Next one is advantages and disadvantages. Cost effective. That's mean no need to purchase hardware or pay expenses during downtime. Time saving. That meaning is no need to spend time setting up maintaining the core stacks. Next one is speed to market. That means is speed up the creation of apps. Future proof. That means is access to state of the art data center, hardware and operating system. Last one is increase security. Actually that means PaaS provide invest heavily in security technology and expertise. Let's talk about the disadvantages. Vendor dependency. Very dependent upon the vendor's capabilities. Risk of lock-in. That means customers may get locked into the language interface or program they no longer need. Security risks. While PaaS providers secure the infrastructure and platform, business are responsible for the security of application they build. IaaS, Infrastructure as a Service. Infrastructure as a service is a concept that describes how providers offer cloud-based visualized services via the internet. IaaS is usually compared with two additional cloud computing models. The platform as a service paradigm adds a layer of managed services to IaaS resources. Let's talk about some examples. Amazon Web Services, DigitalOcean, Rackspace. And let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages. First one is pay for what for use. Reduce capital expenditure. Dynamically scale. Increase security. Boost speed. Disadvantages: unexpected cost, process changes, runway inventory, security risks, lack of supports. Those are the disadvantages. XaaS, anything as a service. XaaS is a collective term for anything as a service. Next one is features of SaaS. Application and services are delivered via the cloud. This SaaS is a subscription-based model and is a highly scalable. My next topic is deployment model. Deployment model has three parts: public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. As an example, consider an example of vehicle. This is a bus. It's accessible to everyone. It's for the public cloud. This is a own car owned by a single person. It's for the Private cloud. This is a taxi. Is anyone can rent a private taxi. Is for the hybrid cloud. Public cloud. A public cloud is an IT model where on a demand computing service and infrastructure are managed by a third-party provider and shared with multiple organizations using the public internet. As an example, AWS, Microsoft Azure, IBM's Blue Cloud, and Sun Cloud. Why the public cloud? Many enterprise business look to the public cloud as a way to scale existing IT resources on demand without committing to expanding their physical IT infrastructure. Private cloud. A private cloud is a model of cloud computing where the infrastructure is dedicated to a single user organization. A private cloud can be hosted either at an organization-owned data center, at a third-party colocation facility, or via a private cloud provider who offer private cloud hosting services and may or may not also offer traditional public shared multiple-tenant cloud infrastructure. As a sample, AWS, VMware. Why the private cloud? Predictable performance, long-term serving, predictable cost, regulatory governance. Hybrid cloud. A hybrid cloud is a cloud computer model that uses combination of at least one private cloud at least public cloud which works together to provide a feasible mix of cloud computing services. What are the hybrid cloud platforms? Customer managed, vendor managed, partner managed, cloud provider managed. What are the hybrid cloud challenges? Migration without re-veteran VM and container workload, making security and policies consistent, siloed tools and processes. My part is over. Thank you.
Next, we will discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of cloud computing. Advantages of cloud computing. Backup and restore data. It is easier to get backup and restore the data that is stored in the cloud. It provides quick data recovery for all kinds of emergency scenarios, from natural disasters to power outage. Data security. Data security is one of the biggest advantages of cloud computing. The data that use cloud systems are encrypted. Therefore, the information is less accessible to hackers or any other unauthorized persons. Improved collaboration. Cloud applications improve collaboration by allowing group of people to quickly and easily share information in the cloud via shared storage. Excellent accessibility. It allows us to quickly and easily access store information anywhere, anytime in the whole world using an internet connection. An internet cloud infrastructure increases organization productivity and efficiency by ensuring that our data is always accessible. Low maintenance cost. Reduce both hardware and software maintenance cost. Most cloud computing services are pay as you go. Unlimited storage capacity. Cloud gives us a huge amount of storing capacity for data storage. Mobility. It allows mobile access to corporate data via smartphone and devices. Increased collaboration. Collaboration is a simple process in cloud computing. Team members can view and share information easily and securely across a cloud-based platform. Quality control. In cloud system, all documents are stored in one place in single format. Therefore, with everyone accessing the same information, can maintain consistency in data and avoid human errors. Those are the advantages of cloud computing. Next, we will discuss about disadvantages of cloud computing. Risks of data confidentiality. There is always a risk that user data can be accessed by other people. Therefore, we need to use good data and cloud protection. Depend on internet connection. The internet is the only way to cloud computing. If there is no internet connection in your place or the internet path to the cloud provider is in trouble, cloud computing machine will be disconnected. Vulnerable in the event of an attack. When an attack is carried out by hackers, it goes to data security and data privacy. Data mobility. Uh, there's a problem how to retrieve data if one day the user makes a problem of terminating cloud computing services. Low connection. Does not work well if the connection is slow. When the server is down or the performance is not good, we will be harmed because of poor server quality. Technical problem. If we get a technical problem, we are unable to manage it ourselves and need to contact customer support. For some support, we also have to pay more money. Those are the disadvantages of cloud computing. Next, we will discuss future trends in cloud computing. Those are some most popular future trends in cloud computing. Hybrid and multi-cloud solution, backup and disaster recovery, serverless architecture, AI platform, IoT platform, edge computing, and etc. Best thing is hybrid or multi-cloud solution. It is a combination of private cloud as well as a third-party public cloud service, primarily used to allow workload to move between the private and public cloud. It is more flexible one. Backup and disaster recovery. It is a recovery strategy. The system automatically stores and maintains copies of electronic record within an external cloud server as a backup. Serverless architecture. It removes all barriers that standard IT infrastructure would usually bring. Users don't need to purchase or rent the servers. Third party will handle all the things for users. It easy operational management, no system administration, reduce liability, reduce cost and better offline experience. This diagram shows the process of the serverless architecture. AI platform. One of the most common cloud computing trends in the modern world. By using AI, computing platforms are increasing their efficiency. It offers organizations ability to automate and manage their processes. AI is cloud computing trend to watch out for. It enables smoother organization workflows and increase efficiency. IoT platform. IoT platform is a cloud enabling platform that works with standard devices to enable cloud-based applications and services on it. It functions as a mediator, collecting data from different devices with the remote device configuration and smart device management. The technology is self-management and sends out real-time alert to troubleshoot issues. This is the process happening in IoT platform. Edge computing. In this diagram, you can see the process happening in edge computing. It is a method of optimizing cloud computing network system by performing data processing at the edge of the network, near the source of the. It works real time on the cloud servers to process less time sensitive data or store data for the long term. IoT devices being on a massive increase, edge computing will play a chief role in providing real time information analysis. Cloud security. Cloud security protects data stored in cloud computing environments from thief, deletion, and leakage. Data thief, leakage, and deletion security is a big challenge even for traditional IT infrastructures. But with more companies moving to cloud platform, it is important to ensure that cloud services security. Cloud security is not just a trend in cloud computing this year, it is a necessity that is prioritized by every organization. That's all about modern trend of cloud computing. Those are the references that we use for gather information for making this lecture. Thank you.